Oh, it's Team Drop Thursdays, TDT. We are back once again. Joshy, how are you besides looking absolutely fresh?
I am very good. DR's finally got this to me, which I'm very, very grateful for. And I can rep the merch unlike you for Team Drop Thursday.
Yes. No, we've had a few late messages come in regarding a few teams. So I know a few little snippets here and there. Those that went early on Buslinger will not be happy. From what I've been told, that could be absolute rubbish. But yeah, not too sure on like what this is going to throw up tonight. Like honestly, should be fairly straightforward, don't you reckon?
I'm hoping so. There's going to be a pretty big thing, like whether Flynn is dropped or not, because
that's going to be huge for my trade fans.
If he's named, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to change quite a bit. I've kind of resigned myself to getting rid of him. But if he's named against Nankervis, who's one of 4 favourable matchups for Ruckman, I might have to keep him and find another way to get a primo in. So
if he's named, you hold, in my opinion.
Yeah. Although last time he got dropped, they played on a Sunday. He was named as the Ruck. And then on the Friday night when they cut the extended bench, he was out and Flynn was in. Williams was in. So let's hope there's no games like that because that made it harder.
Handy. Logs, shout out to our good Carlton man. He sent me the ins and outs today, and this will be 5 weeks in a row if he's nailed them. I've already sent them to you, so we'll see if he's okay. Smack bang on. But talk to me. Surely Razzle Dazzle is not going to be the sub tonight.
I think it's Cooper Simpson. Like, I'm pretty confident it'll be Cooper Simpson. That's the only trade I'm going to be making tonight. It's going to be prior to Erasmus, and then I'll reassess everything else tomorrow. But yeah, I'm probably going to be getting in Erasmus if he's not sub tonight. I think just on the bubble, an 80 and 2 price cycles, I think it's worth the risk. You don't want to go early on the Boxshalls and your Fonties and your Maileys and your Lorenz over someone that's on the bubble confirmed to play, not as sub. So I don't know about you, but I'll be getting Erasmus if he's not sub. And when is that announced? What time does the game start tonight?
It's 8:10 tonight, mate. We're playing in Whoop Whoop. Quick question.
So we don't get it till 7:10 then. That's annoying.
No. Did you buy Ned Long stonkies?
I didn't. I wish I did. But yeah, I just couldn't fit him into that week that he was available at that good price.
Bailey Humphrey, more of a priority?
Oh, God. I hate that.
I'm just stirring you. Right, we're going on to the next game. Honestly, I think I'll be super surprised if Ed Allen is the sub. It's either going to be Hyphen or Markov. Honestly, I think it might be Markov. I think.
Yeah, I'll take your word on it. You're the Collingwood man.
It just makes sense that Hoskin Elliott was the sub last week, I believe, came into the game, and I think he's just got more match fitness because, Markov was held out of the VFL last week. But that's pretty much irrelevant unless you're VCing Ned Long for his 160 tonight. But, yeah, and I assume you're VCing Brayshaw, is that correct?
I'm so torn between Dacos and Brayshaw. I literally could go either way. I might have to flip a coin. Because, I reckon that's a very tight call. But hopefully, for my sake, after 2 sub-hundreds, they both go 120 tonight. And already my team's going a lot better this week.
Yeah, absolutely. We're moving on to the next game. St Kilda and Carlton. Oh, my God. Logs, for the 5th straight week in a row, has nailed the Carlton ins and the outs.
I wanted to be wrong, though. With Carroll, I wanted him to be wrong with Carroll, unfortunately.
So did I. But apparently, he also said Blakey Acres does have a little bit of a niggle. So watch on Carroll if he does play in the VFL or not. But that's Friday. Oh, surely they're not going to play. I have no idea about Carlton. They could literally be playing tonight, and I would have no idea. But Travalia is out. The poo-poo is in. Big watch on him. Sauce Bins Evans is in. Out Doherty, Fogarty, and Carroll. No Pitternet, which probably means you're going to keep TDK, yes?
Oh, absolutely. The only way you ever trade him is if Pitternet comes in.
Yeah. Who's going to be the sub here?
Carlton, I'm going to say Francis Evans or Cooper Lord. Cooper Lord's copped it a fair bit this week, this year, but maybe Francis Evans as he's the last one in. And then for the Saints, looking at that, or Collard or even Boxall looks like he could be in a little bit of trouble there.
That's going to be
the one thing that's so frustrating, I know you got rid of him, but Camperelli, not even an emergency again. Like, stuff Jackson Bins off. Get Camperelli back in, please.
Yeah. I've got him in Sports Deck. It's the only format that I'm doing good in. I'm ranked 12th. Shout out to me. I'm a superstar. Right, next game. Out for Melbourne is Viney, Melcham, Petty. In JVR, Clary, Jefferson. Hawks in, Amon. Out, Barras having a rest. Now, I saw this a little bit earlier, but I'm going to assume that Xavier Lindsay is going to pop. Do you agree or disagree?
I hope so. Playing on the wing, but I did actually look during the week because I'm in a pickle of who to field over your Hartwakes, your Lindsays, and a couple of other players, Caden Cleary, if I can get him on with some DPP swing. But I saw that Wingman against Hawthorn is a dark red matchup on DFS, so not a favourable one, but as someone that still has Lindsay's break-evens low, I'm really hoping that he can pop tomorrow.
Will he play on the wing in the absence of Viney, or does Rivers CBAs just go up?
I think he will play wing. I don't think he's got that inside capabilities just yet. Rivers definitely more of a favourable option. Whether that means that Lindsay goes to half back though for Rivers, I'm not sure, but yeah, I think at the end of the day, he's either going to be playing halfback or wing. And I guess it's not the worst positions either for him.
I won't be fielding Lindsay, but a fella that I will be fielding, and if you don't have him, I reckon is the number one downgrade option, which we spoke about on Rage Trade Mondays, is Henry Huswaite named on field. Yep. Obviously, it's not the be-all and end-all, but if you don't have him, I think the consensus is he's the number one trade-in target still.
Yeah, the only problem with him is he handballs a lot, but the good part is I think to the eye they looks pretty contested. The big benefit with him is he loves the tackle. And that was massive to his scoring build the last couple of weeks. So, he's had I was thinking this today. He has had an incredible run for an inside mid rookie. He's played West Coast, Richmond, and now Melbourne. It's been a pretty soft run. But hopefully against Melbourne, it's another spike scored 70, 80 plus, and away we go.
I don't think there is any relevance here for the sub. Here we go. Of course they dropped Sardis. I swear, mate. Inept.
Oh, this is actually Al Hawley.
Yes, he's back. He's in. Chance of him being sub, though? High?
That's interesting. Daywicks is named on field, but we've seen the sub picked from on field before. Looking at that, it probably is Al Hawley, which is not ideal.
No.
Daywicks on the wing. That is very surprising. I'd probably much rather Al Hawley on the wing, but yeah, that's very interesting. I still think Daywicks will be the sub despite being named on field, but I'm just happy Al Hawley's back in the team regardless if it's sub or not, because, he can actually have a chance to prove himself again and hopefully get back into that team more permanently. Interesting one though, Scobes. Patton is in for the Swans. As someone that was thinking of going early on Fonte to make some cash, Patton at 163k, 3k more than Fonte with that defender forward. I am a little interested, especially because he's coming in from Malikan, who's copped a 3-week suspension. So it's tough, but because before he did that calf, he was playing very well. Yeah,
surely Sheldrick's the sub here.
I think so. Yes. Yeah, but I'm actually pretty tempted on that, man. To to be able to fund a Sherry maybe. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
well,
interesting.
can tell you right now, if Flynn's out, he's the one who I'm bringing in, and I'll be bypassing Chad Warner. I mean, my man Sardis, he's got to find a new club, doesn't he? Oop. I need to take some stuff out of the oven. Give me a 5-minute spiel on why Sardis is the best prospect for another club.
Here we go. Yeah, so interesting. Sardis is dropped. I think we could all see it coming. Caldwell back in, Shield back in. I think the writing was on the wall when, like, Jai Caldwell's such a walk-up start into the Essendon team, and when I saw that Shield was only rested and not dropped, I did think it spelt a little bit of trouble for Sardis. It really does frustrate me because as an Essendon fan, I think he is more than capable to play on the wing, and especially over a debutant like Day Weeks, like Sardor Hawley. In Sars's draft year, he showed he can play on the wing, outside, inside midfielder. So it's a bit annoying that Brad Scott has pigeonholed him into just an inside mid. In terms of the Essendon lineup, a lot of people are hoping that Zach Reid can start scoring even better, maybe, as he has been going in that Jordan Ridley role. But one thing I will say is his scores without Ridley this season actually haven't been that great, and he's been scoring better with Ridley. Pryor obviously holds. I think most are going to be trading him with that break even at the moment. Lewis Hayes in on field and should get a good run at it with Ridley obviously injured for 8 weeks. The only defender we really have to come in is probably Laverde, but I think Laverde could take Pryor's spot over Hayes if Hayes can perform well. He's been one of our best players for the last 2 years in the VFL. I think he may have won the best and fairest, if not been close to it. But yeah, very surprised Daywicks is named on field. Whether that stays the same Saturday Arvo or if we change the sub, I'm not too sure. Interesting, again, Riley Bias is on the field, which obviously we all expected that. Seeing a lot of people start to trade him, I probably wouldn't, purely because he's played one game at Marvel this year. That was his big 124 against North. Essendon are really going to struggle, especially with what was already a really young team. We've now brought in 2 more debutants. We've lost Ridley, who just makes us so sound back there. Gresham's out. And yeah, we've gone the youngest team I've seen in a long time. Obviously, Shields coming back in as well, but he's aging. So is Goldie. So it's going to be interesting. I just have to keep rambling on about Essendon and Sydney here because I have no control over what we're sharing. So hopefully Scopes comes back soon. But yeah, looking at the comments, I might as well just start some of them. Embiid of Joel, Sandy Bruck season. Interesting that he's back, 99K. You probably can't go there. Probably only going to be coming in for McGovern's concussion. But then again, like he has an 80 in one of those price cycles, but then the other score is that 30 score. So you're probably going to get one big rise, and then the rest are going to be not exactly what you're hoping for. So I don't think you can go there. But then again, he's probably a better option than going early on a Fonty if you really need a defender, purely because there's 61K separating the two of them. Although I do really like Fonty, and that's an interesting one for sure. Rod Todd, would you tick off boosting out SPP, Flynn, and Bice, bring in Erasmus, Warner, and Dawson? A lot of people are bringing in Warner, and obviously it makes so much sense. I wish I could, but my forward line's pretty much done. Obviously, I've got Caleb Daniel, who some are starting to get doubts on, but at the same time, you kind of want to leave him as that last upgrade. He's had a low score of 81, high 80s the last 3 weeks. So for someone like me that's finished my forward line, I think it's a bit harder unless you want to stash him in your flex and you think his scoring is going to be good enough to match Primo's on the other lines that you're getting him in over. So I do like that. Dawson, I know a lot of owners who had him were frustrated of his scoring throughout the season, but he looked really, really good last week. Clunk's marks up forward. He's a genuine, really good mark overhead. And obviously his inside work is good. Could you go there? I don't think I can get on a roller coaster like that because we see he's capable of 150s, even 160s, but he's also capable of that sub 80. And I guess it's whether or not you're confident that for the rest of the season you can probably eliminate some of those. Flynn out. I'm not sure if Flynn has been named, but thank God you're back. I just had to
I
keep
am so
talking
sorry.
without any
I am
control.
so sorry.
I went through 2 of the comments because I ran out of stuff to talk about for Essendon Sydney, but thank God you're back so we can
I
keep
am so
going on
sorry.
here.
No, the oven went off. I was meal prepping and that needed to go into the fridge. What was the consensus on Sardis? Is he coming to the Pies next year or what?
Probably.
Okay,
He should have gone to
perfect.
Richmond at the end of last season because there was talk about that. But yeah, it really sucks. It really does suck. But let's move on.
Nah.
I spoke way too much about Sydney and Essendon.
Okay, just to confirm, we both think Sheldrick's a sub?
I think so, yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. All right, let's move on. That makes me sick looking at that Essendon lineup without E. Sardis in there. Let's go to the next one. Buslinger out. Oh my goodness. Wait, Bevo's a bit of a rat, isn't he? Honestly.
The Bustlinger one makes no sense. You bring him in for Liam Jones. You smash GWS. Hogan had very limited impact. Bustlinger spent a bit of time on him. And then next week you make him sub. And in your press conference, you mentioned it was a bit matchups based. And then the next week you drop him altogether. Like, what could he have done to keep his spot? Like, it's very interesting. I'm happy I didn't go early. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
did, and
Nah.
fair enough. But yeah, that's a real tough one. Yeah. Not surprised though. It's what Bevo does.
Exactly. Trelaw's out. Apparently, that's a calf issue. Geez, I hope that's not true. The one I want to talk about here, what does Braden Fiorini have to score in the next 2 weeks for you to jump on?
I'm not going near it because poor bloke had to average 5 goals and 45 disposals to get into the team.
He's far too good for the twos.
His
And
job
there's your
security's
mate
so bad.
named in the followers right there, Mr. Bailey Humphrey.
Where are they chucked Ferry on the wing? So if they thought he had the capabilities to play the wing, surely they would have brought him in sooner. I thought the reason they weren't bringing him in is because they pigeonholed him as just the inside midfielder. But I mean, you can't really trust team sheets. But yeah, at least he's in. And wouldn't it be so Damien Hardwick to make him the sub, the poor guy? But yeah, Fiorini, I don't think I could possibly bring him in. If he was mid 200s, maybe, but mid 300s, nah.
Yeah, it's a lot in that. It's
Yeah.
a lot. But no, hopefully he gets an extended run at it. That would be fantastic for him. Next game we have, oh my God, Moraes.
Lorenz dropped,
surely
man.
not.
Lorenz dropped. He was good. He was one of their only good players in a really, really poor loss. That's a bit stiff, I reckon. And Nevitt better be in because it was Moraes or Nevitt for me. So if Nevitt's not in, I'm going to be bloody fuming. So
I don't think he will be, mate.
He probably won't be.
Adelaide, the Minge is in. Brodie Smith is out. For Port, Will Lorenz, Willie Rioli, Jordan Sweet, Logan Evans, Joe Berry out. Burton McKenzie, Christian Moraes in. Josh Sin, Vicentini in. This is going to be interesting because surely Moraes isn't going to be the sub, and that's just ruined my trade plans.
Yeah, I mean, you probably can't trade him now. Although looking at that, the sub probably is between him or McKenzie, I reckon.
Yeah.
So I guess there is a little bit of doubt over if he is sub or not. But yeah, I can't believe he's back in. I genuinely thought he wasn't going to get back in. He was the number one emergency last week. He was held over, didn't play Sandford. But during the week, I think it was Josh Money. He said that Moraes was training in the twos. So that's really surprised me.
That's interesting.
And he's coming over Boak as well, who I'm pretty sure is fit. So that's really interesting.
That's just that's interesting.
Well,
very interesting.
I'll throw this question on to you. You obviously brought it up with Fiorini. 248k. What does Vicentini have to score to make him an option?
90.
Probably a lower. Yeah.
90. I wouldn't expect a flat hundy, but 90.
Yeah. And so this might shock a few. Yeah, this might shock a few people, but Riley O'Brien has every matchup he's had this year has kept every ruckman under 100. No ruck has scored over 100. against Adelaide.
That's
So
insane.
it's a pretty tough Supercoach matchup.
All right, next game we have Jeremy McGovern. Oh, I don't like this. Now, Flynn's
Yeah.
named on field, isn't he? Yeah, I'll take that. You got to hold Flynn. You can't
But
trade Flynn out.
this is what I was saying though. You got to wait till tomorrow night because last time Flynn was dropped, he was named as the ruck for the extended squad on the Thursday night, and then the Friday night they switched Flynn and Williams, and Flynn was dropped for Williams. So watch tomorrow night. But if he does hold completely against Nank, I think I'm actually going to hold him now, which is I
You
wasn't
have
going to
to.
do it.
Am
Yeah.
I like? Did Clay Hall get no? Clay Hall didn't get named last week. Am I losing my mind? Like this, he's been killing it in the twos, and he's not in.
Yeah, that shocked me. I saw a post from it was a waffle page, but it was the top players of this round, and it was like Hamish Brayshaw, I think Charlie Constable, and the third highest rated player in the waffle on the weekend was Clay Hall, and hasn't got his chance. Interesting enough, they brought Gross back in over him, who's if you look at the stats from the waffle, Clay Hall was way better than Gross on the weekend. So yeah, it's a bit of an interesting
they're
one.
doing there.
Yeah, I still don't think Gross gets back in though. Obviously, extended bench. I reckon he still misses. The one that I was actually talking about when you were gone, because the top comment from our good friend and beat of Joel, Sandy Brock's season. He's named on field at half back, 99k on the bubble. I just don't think he can go there when he's in for McGovern concussion. What do you think?
The amount of times that I have told him no, I will not give it any more airtime. It's just a no. And I swear, if he sends me another screenshot of that kid's mug, I'm going to hit the roof. It's just. Let's move on because I don't want to talk about anything that's associated with Sandy Brock at all. Surely Trainer's not the sub.
Oh, who knows? But I doubt it. And this is why it was stupid in the end. But this is why I held him over Zach Reid. Just because of this run here. I think they've got West Coast and North Melbourne in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So hopefully this is where he really starts to start his generation again with a break even of 4. So I really hope he's not sub.
There's no way that West Coast can go in with Bailey Williams and Archer Reid rucking, can they?
Well, I think the thing that saves Flynn is the perfect matchup for him is probably a Nankervis type. Because Nank isn't your tall ruckman. I think Nank is sub 200. Only just, but compared to your Max Gorn 209, compared to your Wist 211, the two ruckmen that really dominated Flynn, I actually think that Flynn could hold his spot against Nate Curtis because they're pretty well matched up, I reckon.
And we find that out tomorrow night, 5 p.m. That's going to be a nervous wait.
Yeah,
that's going to be so annoying because I can just picture it now. I hold Moraes, he's sub, Raz isn't sub, scores a ton.
So you're not getting Erasmus now if he's not sub?
No, I'll have to work something out. It was Moraes and Sam Powell-Pepper to Erasmus and Chad Warner.
So you have no fatten up rookies that you don't want to get rid of? That you could do it?
Not that I want to get rid of. If we're talking about them, and I swear to God, if Scott's brought Clossy in, which
honestly, bro,
has,
you still have Kako. I'd get rid of Kako for Erasmus.
I've got Kako, Cleary, Lindsay, Moraes, Clossy, which he's named. Carroll isn't named. Trainer's on the bench. That's my bench.
So, yeah, I'd trade him for. I'd trade Kako for him. Do you have a midfielder in? Sorry, do you have a defender in your midfield that you can swing back and trade Carroll?
No.
Oh, that's on. Yeah, honestly, if Erasmus isn't sub, I'd do Kako. Kako is going to break even. He's been the biggest slow burn. He's just gone through North and West Coast. Break even of 28, a score of 50, he makes 10k. I think it's almost worth getting Erasmus.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
That's
I think
so
Kako's
annoying.
your man. Yeah.
That's so annoying. Anyway, we'll talk about that business soon. Geelong, Well, George Stevens isn't going to play. Polkinghorn's not going to play. No. Sorry. Stevens won't play. Polkinghorn won't play. Wiltshire was good. Clark was good. Ollie Henry was good. Clossey's going to be the sub again.
Clossy or Wiltshire? I think because they started Wiltshire's sub last week, I think it's your man Clossy, unfortunately.
And I can't even loop. That is so annoying.
Yeah.
Is there any relevance to this at all? Like, honestly, I must be like the only person that owns Clossy.
I think the only relevance is that Tom Stewart's still not back. For anyone that held him, hoping it was a 1 weeker. And another relevant thing is that Mitch Nevitt isn't back. So whether that's
maybe he actually does have an injury.
Oh, he's been on the injury list with a test the last 2 weeks.
Oh, and you believe Geelong's injury list?
Yeah, I do, because I've been stern warning from the cat. So, well, the big thing is he didn't play VFL last week, and if he doesn't play VFL this week, it is an injury.
I could be on Geelong's injury list, and it means the same thing because nobody knows what's going on there.
It's true.
And good on them. True. Make a mockery of the system. There's no repercussions for it.
True. But yeah, I guess that's the two main relevant things. No Nevitt and no Stewart. Other than that, I guess Fonte named on the bench isn't ideal.
No.
Obviously, we find out tomorrow night. Anyone that's making trades for tonight, I think the best way to do it is hold your trades, but only make Erasmus in, and then you've got more flexibility. Don't make all 3 of your trades or all 2 of your trades now. No. Just do what's necessary for tonight, and then reassess tomorrow night, I reckon. That's all I'm doing. All I'm doing is prior out, swinging Al-Hawley back and getting in Erasmus. So yeah, that's what I would do.
Nice. North and Brisbane, surely this is not relevant at all. Yeah, no, it's not. Where is... Oh, wonderful. Sheasel's been named at half forward. We can go back to averaging 85.
But in saying that, it makes Caleb Daniel good again. That's what's been affecting him. So it's
Ardeman's named on field?
Yeah, see, I don't think you can do it at 190k. You're the price projections guy. I know you asked me, would an average of 67 be good enough? Did you end up doing a projection on that? What he would possibly get to, or
no, because of all the other options. Even
and Ben Paddon, like at 163
I know Bustlinger isn't playing, but if Bustlinger was named, even having a 4 in there because of the contrast of prices, you're still basically better off going Bustlinger.
Well, yeah, and as I just said, for 27k less, you can get Ben Paddon with defender 4.
Exactly. I think that's the rookie downgrade option in the defenders, is it not?
Yeah, and I'll put it this way: would you rather, if Paddon's not sub, and you get to see this before Fonte, would you rather go early on Fonte or bring in Paddon or get Hardeman? And I think it's Paddon.
100%. I think it's Paddon. We know the Ashcroft boys won't be sub. Gardner won't be. Is it just going to be Tunstall again? Or Kai?
Or McKenna. I know McKenna wasn't last week. Yeah. Looking at that, I think who makes the cut is Lohman, Ashcroft, Gardner, and McKenna. And I think McKenna would be sub. Looking at that. And I think Tunstall just misses altogether.
Well, I mean, they're only going to win by 100, so that's a shame, isn't it? We are done with the lineups.
Question time.
Oh, my goodness. Let's get into it. Oh, God. Need to go straight to the top. Which one did you get through?
So I did the Sandy Brock season and I did Rod Todd's trade plans. So just start with Anthony.
Anthony Marchant. He wants to know, what about Cherry Flynn prior to Jerry Warner-Huswaite? No.
Yeah, don't trade Chera, and with Flynn named as well. I feel like it's just, you're not really upgrading your team too much there.
I have a feeling, because we are so strong on not trading Flynn because he's named, not trading the likes of Chera and Bice, a lot of these are going to be no's.
Yeah.
Bazo Skiller says, tossing up using my last boost to go Layla, Flynn, Bice. I'm saying no to this already. Into Warner, Dunks, Erasmus. Otherwise, will just be Layla, Stone into Warner, Erasmus. You go the second option.
The second option is perfect trading, in my opinion. Yeah.
Agreed. Jack Blutcher says, g'day, legends. How are we going, Joshy?
Oh, I'm good. I'm in a cash league with this legend, have been for the last few years. So he actually lives in Norway, I think it is. Norway or Poland. So it's very difficult for him doing Supercoach, given teams and all that's named when he's meant to be asleep. So, yeah, he's a good bloke.
That's insane. Shout out to Logs. 5 weeks in a row, he's got the Carlton ins and outs. Absolutely bang on. I know it's wonderful to have the news a little bit earlier than everyone else, but it'd just be nice if it wasn't a team from, Carlton. Rookie coach says, the lads, team sheet's scaring me and I haven't seen them yet. If you have not seen this man's channel, if you have not followed this man, then you best go and do it right now. Fantastic individual, produces amazing content, and doing very well. I say it all the time, rookie coach, he does not live up to that name because he's not playing like a rookie. Hawksy, I'm going to go Luke Parker to Rankin, then TDK to Marshall, and bank 230K for next week if FLYNN is named. If not, then uh-oh.
So this is difficult because on Rage Trade Mondays, I asked you, is it okay to go TDK to Marshall to bank 94K in a season where cash gen seemed to really dry up? But this week we've got Day Wicks debuting, Hayes debuting. There's been a few other debutants that I'm forgetting off the top of my head. You've got Maley, Fonte, Boxall, all due to be on the bubble next week. Mm-hmm. Maybe the cash gen is still coming now, and maybe you don't have to do something like that. So it's actually interesting. I want your thoughts. Would you do TDK to Marshall to bank 94K if you were desperate?
No.
Yeah.
No. It's not an issue. You're just forcing an issue. I don't think his trade's worth 94K at this point.
And if he's banking 230K, he can afford Parker to Rankin in one, which I'd probably do.
But if he can just do Parker to Rankin in one,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he has 230K in the bank, he can do just Parker to Rankin.
Just do that, honestly. Yeah. Just do that. Burner77 says, even if FLYNN is named, I'm dropping him for Jerry. I can't stand another round of anti-potting Jerry. I don't like this. As good as Jerry has been, I don't like it.
I agree. I'm not going to be able to get him in either, which really sucks. And I'm so worried, man. Let me read you out Sherry's next 4. It's going to make you sick as a non-owner. Yeah, and this is why people are doing it. It's a break even of 65, 629K. Brisbane this week. So McInerney probably looking at 100 to 110. Then he's got Richmond, DC a bit harder, but then he's got West Coast and Freo. And Darcy's really struggling. And then he's got DeConning, who's been leaking points. So within his next 6, he's got Richmond, West Coast, Freo, and Carlton in there. They're possibly 4 130 pluses. And it's really, really concerning. The only way I can get him in
I know it's painful, but
FLYNN. Yeah.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
It's just
tough,
annoying.
Man.
It really is. Yeah, God, okay. Thank God this game starts at 8:10 because I've got to go through 3 teams to see what's going on. Hawksy says, I've had Erasmus since round 1. Don't know why. Well, it's paid off. JCR, worth Gross to Erasmus. I don't think you can do that. Can you?
Wait till tomorrow night because Gross is in the extended squad. So
Erasmus plays tonight.
Oh, I would try to do it with another player because you'd be absolutely spewing if Gross makes that final cut and you've traded him and he ends up kickstarting his cash gen because I think he's 140K still. So you're not really making much on that trade. So I'd try to do it somewhere else, but that's a tough one.
Yeah. Emmett of Joel says, my hero Sandy Brock, my beautiful king, named at centre half back. Damn you, Bevo from the Sir. Busling has dropped. Spargo's named. Harvey wants to know captaincy options. I reckon you can't go wrong with a Dacos or a Brayshaw into a loop.
Yeah. As I said to you, it was either pre-pod. Really not sure between Dacos and Brayshaw. That's a real tough one. In terms of C options, North Melbourne have been leaking big points to midfielders. So if you have a Dunkley, you have a Neil, I'd probably look at there for a backup captaincy option. Gorn against Meek. Meek hasn't been too bad, but the form Gorn's in, I think it is still a reasonably safe 115, 120 plus. If you wanted to go there. Other than that, having a really quick look at the options now, you're going to laugh at me here. I don't have him. But honestly, Marriage against Richmond isn't that bad of a shout.
Marriage is going 190, mate.
It's honestly not.
It's like you can lock that up.
Yeah. You've got Newcombe. Newcombe against Melbourne could be massive.
Yeah. He's been
if you got the ball against Gold Coast never tag. We saw what Neil did. We saw what Ashcroft did last week. So if you got the Bont, go there as well. Other than that, just there's a few options, I reckon, but it's a tougher week than last week.
It is, absolutely. CJG says, can't believe Port dropped Lorenz. Neither can I. And to be honest, I don't really care. Carroll is out. Well, go you, mate. Go you. Dalek, I want to bring in two of these three, Chad, Chocky, or Erasmus. Chad and Chocky, if you can do it, mate.
Yeah. And also, as a Doctor Who fan, it's Dalek, mate. So obviously you haven't seen it.
What?
You know Doctor Who, the TV show? That is a Dalek. It's not Dalek.
I do not speak that language, mate. I'm sorry. No idea.
I thought you'd be a minor fan, being a Star Wars fan, you know? Not too
mate, Star Wars is elite.
Episodes.
I just have no idea what Dalek is. It sounds like that thing that Pitbull says, you know, Dalek. Hawksy. Dante Vicentini named for Port. Look out, another 250k ruck. Yes, absolutely. Can you say the name for me?
Dalek.
I want to bring in two primos, but I really want to look after the cash gen. Well, yeah, you've got to weigh that up, cash gen and points on field. Like, if you can bring in two players and you literally just said two of these three, Chad, Chocky, or Erasmus, first two in a heartbeat, don't even think about it, throw away the key. Simple as that. I don't really like Cheese. Francis Evans must be sleeping with Voss. Very good, Cheese. And shout out to you, mate. I assume you're trading Sardis out. There will no doubt be some abuse in my DMs from you. I look forward to it every single week. Podgy, thoughts? Oliver, SPP, and Flynn out for Neil or Zerrett, Warner, and Hustwaite? No. Clary's back. Flynn's named. SPP, I assume you're referring to Joshy here, Sammy Power Pepper. Absolutely go to Hustwaite via DPP. Lock that in. Tio Manis says, hey, lads, how are you? Bison, Rowan, Marshall, Flex, or Warner? Who do you think for Travalia and Bice?
Don't trade Bice. As an Essendon fan, I genuinely think we're going to leak a 90+ to him.
I agree.
Yeah. When you were off before, I also said that his 124 was at Marvel. Granted, it was against North, but outside of the SCG, his scores, have a look at them. They've just been rock solid. So I'd keep Bice if you can.
Lovely. Primordial Quasar always tunes in. Thank you very much, my friend. Lewis Hayes watches Ridley is out for a while. Yes, absolutely. Hawksy says big watch on Day Wicks then. If that's the case, hello 99k. Well, it's unlikely he's going to be sub. Isn't that correct, Joshy?
Well, he's named on field, but I still think it's him or Side or Hooley. I can't see anyone else being sub other than them two. So that's going to be a massive watch.
Got no subs yet. 9 minutes.
We need.
Jack
this is big,
though. Hey?
This is big. This is one of the biggest sub announcements of the year, Erasmus.
Yeah, no, agreed, cash gen wise. The bloke you're trying to swindle some coin off says, with Flynn being named, what do you think of this? Hall and Pryor out for Erasmus and Josh Dacos, sneaky pod like his run coming. I can't comment on that because I love Jacobs and he has been electric.
He started slow in that half-back role, but his actual last 3 or 4 game patch, 119, 106, and 113, it seems like he's starting to really pick up the role. And it's affected one of our favourite primos from last year in Dan Houston, who has dropped off the face of the earth in terms of a Supercoach player this year. But I actually don't mind the Dacos pick at all. I'll put it to you though, without you Collingwood bias, if you could bring a defender, would Dacos at 489k be in your thinking?
Me personally, like I am so set. I am happy to have, like currently I have Bice and then Reed D6. Even if they stink out a few bad scores, I am so hell-bent on having them there and upgrading one of them to Whitfield. Like it doesn't. I am getting to that point where I will pay 600k for Lockie Whitfield. I genuinely cannot stand watching Giants games, and he literally walks onto the field. No one goes near him. He has 3 marks and 5 kicks in the space of 7 minutes, and you think, okay, it's not too bad. Like he's not going to go berserk, and then he just gets the chains, and then it's literally like a 40-point play in 2.5 minutes, and you think, why do I not own him? Like, genuinely, why? Like, I don't know. I don't have an answer. And I say this every single year for Lockie Whitfield. He's going to get a tag. He's going to have a little niggle injury. He comes off because he's got cramp. He's getting his ankle strapped, and you think, finally a low score. It hasn't happened. So, like, as much as I love Josh Dacos, I wouldn't. Like, for mental health-wise, in watching GWS games, I'm so hell-bent on Lockie Whitfield. I'm not upgrading another defender to anyone else besides him. I looked at Max Holmes this week over Chad Warner, but no.
Yeah, and this is probably this is the last chance that I think we could have of a sub-ton 100 for Whitfield. If it doesn't come this week, it won't come. I thought hopefully maybe against Jordan it would, but this week he's got Geelong.
Absolutely washed.
Yeah. This week, Whitfield has Geelong, and his last 2 scores were at GMHBA, 2023 and 2024, and 84 in 2023, and last year he scored 69 in a full game. So I'm just clinging on to hope it's sub-100, but with the role he has, I just don't think it's going to come. The only thing that fills me with confidence is he has had 1 sub-100 this year, the more recent sample size, and that was the 86 against St Kilda on Norwood Oval. Another small ground. So I'm hoping the small ground, please, just 1 sub-ton from Whitfield, because that 139 break even could come down. And I say could.
That would be fantastic. But yeah. So I guess long story short, I like the pod move. I like Josh Dacos, but for me, no. Hawksy wants to know, should I trade out Connor Stone to Sandy Brock, bank that 100k and get whatever Sandy gets this week? No, get Patton.
Yeah, I am really growing on the Patton move now. Yeah. Especially if you can bank 100k, like you can afford anyone 199k and less. So you can even afford a Hardiman if he fills you with more confidence.
Yep, agreed. Embit of Joel just talking about the chicken tenders that are in the oven. Shout out to you, mate. Susan Boyle, glad to have you here. I love your voice. Absolutely phenomenal. Who are the must trades this week? If you can get to Chad Warner, his pick of the premiums, I'd say will be above 500k next week, and it's got to be Hustwaite, then Erasmus, I reckon.
I agree, and I'll cover off trade outs. If you have a Davidson, I think it's time for him to go. I'm a Jackson Pryor owner. It's definitely time for him to go. And then other than that, I guess it's your dead rookies. I don't think there would be any other completely fattened up rookies that need to go.
Yep, like that. Hawksy says maybe trade Carroll for Brock, and there's almost 100k for next week. I know you'd have cash in the bank, but I prefer Patton. That's just my opinion. What are you doing in this one, Joshy?
Again, I'm probably going. I think I'd prefer to pay up for your Patton, your Hardimans, and your Fonte over getting Brock. He's only in for 1 or 2 weeks with McGovern's concussion, and then after, you're probably not going to see him until another injury again. And the issue with him is, yes, he has an 80 in one price cycle, but unfortunately, the 30 was more recent, and that's going to be affecting two price cycles, and they'll be affecting him a lot more than that 80. So, yeah, I think do anything you can to not get Brock. And I mean, you're already trading Carroll as a dead rookie. You might be trading in another dead rookie in a week or two. So, in Brock. So, yeah, I wouldn't go there.
This is directed to you, I assume. You picking Noah Anderson. What's a go there, mate?
Yeah, so that one was more dependent on if I was trading Flynn out, but now that I'm most likely not, I don't think I'm going to be able to get Anderson. I was really big on this pick, pretty vocal on Twitter about it. I think that's why Alec might be asking. I think I also brought it up on Rage Trades.
Yep.
A thing that a lot of people enlightened me to, which I knew, but not to the extent of it, was Gold Coast run. Like, I think they had played all of Melbourne, North Melbourne, West Coast, and Richmond in their first 7 games. So that's your bottom 4 teams right there that Anderson had played. And his ceiling this year hasn't been that big. He's been a lot better away from home. But yeah, I actually have gone a little bit cold on him, but I also can't make it work.
Yeah, great explanation, mate. How important is trading in Erasmus this round? I think we've covered that.
Find out in 2 minutes.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Flynn named in ruck, luckily. Yes, technical difficulties. Nah, mate, I just needed to take some food out of the oven. Did well, Joshy. Supercoach Bin Laden. Yeah, there was a lot of smoke. My God. Hawksy says, Fiorini in. Oh, he had to. He had to. Hawksy, I mean, if Vicentini goes well, then we can just keep this flex as a ruck who rises in price. Yeah, yep, absolutely. Just because these teams have ruined or planned. Do you agree with Embed saying rookies are cooked?
To an extent, I do, yeah.
I think that was in reference to whatever happened here. A lot of new debutants in this week. Rookie cupboard restock. Not really. No, just wait. Geordie says Flynn in. Yes. Oh. He says thoughts Flynn to gain for the flex position. We'll have to use 2 trade. No. Joshy, who do you boot out of Gross and Hall to get Husway?
Has to be Hall because Gross is the one that's going to the extended squad. Hall hasn't. So I guess Hall.
You are correct. I agree with that, mate. I agree. Just seeing if this is updated like one tiny little minute early. No, we've got nothing. Of course we don't. Oh, you avoided it last week. I had to wait 40 minutes for team sheets. It was an absolute joke.
I'm very impressed with how you did that because poor Scobes last week had pro for a little bit, but a few technical difficulties on the AFL site, and there was no teams.
Disaster.
Yeah. Although, what do you think's worse, an Essendon fan going to Essendon North Melbourne and seeing through that, or what you had to experience? I think I had the rough end still.
Yeah, I'll give that to you. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. No arguments here. Kepsy Max says, unsure if I should VC Dacos with the crowd, but keen on McRae. My God. What's the go there, mate? McRae or Dakes VC?
Oh, I'd go Dacos in that situation.
Yep, I would too. Hawksy says that he's just going to go park at a Rankin, and that's going to be his only trade this week. Yeah, like it.
Yeah, I love it.
Do we have anything? It's 7:10. My God,
mate, I'm refreshing X like a madman. Just waiting.
Should Luca bring in Brock if he needs a defensive rookie? No, get Patton. Jerb, shout out to you. Was originally going Moraes to Erasmus and Murph Reid to Warner. Now trading Hall out instead of Moraes. Also, can Bevo be fired already for being a peanut? Cheers, Jerbs. Nath, did you burn the chicken? No, I didn't. Do you tick that off, mate?
I actually, yeah, I do. I think I do.
Yep. Oh, is it loaded? We've got nothing still. Shock, horror. Danny Green, g'day, lads. Hope you're well. My trades this week. Raz is the sub.
Marcus.
What?
Rasmus. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, it's probably a blessing in disguise because he would have got dropped for O'Driscoll anyway next week. So, That's rough.
Oh my God.
That's
So,
rough.
all right, let's just clarify right now. Raz is the sub. If you have Huswaite, Joshua, who is the best downgrade option?
Patton. He's the only one that's on the bubble now.
It's disgusting, isn't it?
I think Lorenz got dropped, so you have to go Maley or Boxall or Fonte now. It's really tough. It's not good. Can you show me that Saints team again? I'm happy they play second game of the round, but
I
the Saint
honestly,
even the Saints team, it's Boxall or Collard. Like,
Collard's been good though.
yeah. What
O'Connell's a
about that?
tall defender.
What about the North team? Can I say North for a second? Because if Maley's on field, it could almost be him.
I'm fairly
'Cause
sure he
that's
was
it.
extended bench. Yeah.
Oh,
Extended.
see, yeah. This has really muddied the waters. I could end up going
Patton.
Fonte and Patton.
What if Patton's the sub?
Yeah. If Patton's
He
a
took-
sub, then you got to go to a Hardeman. You got to go to a
So you do not trade tonight, is that correct?
Don't trade tonight. No.
Unless you're bringing in Ned Long for his 190. Yes?
Yes, I guess so.
I love how you've just given up all hope of arguing with me and just agree with me now. I love that.
Oh,
Let's get these questions over with.
Our poor friend Damo on Twitter. Okay, sorry, deleting Twitter now. Wow. Poor Damo. Our resident fan.
Damo's a great bloke. It's not his fault that JL is literally...
His logic was sound. His logic was sound.
It was. It absolutely was. Oh, God, that's terrible. How could he do this? How could he do this?
I don't get it, man. Honestly, you laughed at me when I said it in the chat this week.
I laugh at you all the time, though.
Yeah, but I have more confidence in going double early on Lewis Hayes than Boxall, Maley, Fonte, these guys. Because with Ridley out for 8 weeks, I think Hayes is safe. I really do.
You literally have the clone of prime Chris Judd in the number 5 that cannot get any more than 50% time on ground. You do not trust your coach.
I trust Hayes, though. I think Hayes is actually... Because
he makes the decisions, doesn't he?
Yeah, but it's a bit different. It's a bit different. He's coming in for an 8-week injury, Ridley.
Mate, I'm telling you, if prime Benny Cousins wearing the number 5 in the black and white can't get a gig, I have no confidence in Hayes playing 2 games in a row. He definitely could. I have no doubt about it. But your coach, oh my God, scares me. Let's get these questions over with. We've got to get through them. Did you tick off on this? Oh, this is the bloke with Dow. Yes. Yep. No, first option. Yep. Oh my God, he traded Oliver down to Sardis.
Oh God.
Oh, were you here last? I didn't recommend that. Surely not.
No. I said no to Sardis because Caldwell and Shear were a week away.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah. Oh, that's right.
I wasn't here last week, mate. It was you and Pro.
I'm going to blame Pro. His comments up next. Ryan White says SPP and Flynn to track and roll Marshall. In that situation, if you can get both, I probably would trade Flynn.
Yeah. I probably like it.
Matthew Sav, what bench rookies to get rid of for Erasmus and Haas? Have Stone, Nevitt, Carroll, Gross. Go Gross. No, Gross is not. Nevitt to Huswaite, and that's it.
Yeah.
Pro says better than a KFC combo. Go and check this bloke out. He's 52nd overall. He's about to surge into the top 10, or he's going to come back with me in the rankings and be just shocking. But plays it his way. Doesn't care what anyone's opinion is. Has some wild trade thoughts. So good on him, and check his channel out. Really nice guy. Doing a run for mental health. So if you've got some spare coinage laying around, don't forget to donate. Check his Twitter out, and please give him a like and subscribe on his YouTube channel. Willow says, hi guys, please choose Shees and Chad Warner or Dacos and Dawson or 596 player or Whitfield and 483 player. Good lights, Joshy. You get a lot of comments about the lights, mate.
I think this is the same guy that said he nearly had a seizure or whatnot.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
It's when I do this, when I check my team, because my team's in dark mode, when I do this, I go like dark and light very quickly.
You look
So
like
I think it was
Sith
that.
from Star Wars. 483k player because I want Whitfield. I just don't know who's at 483k.
It depends if your flex is taken, but I think the best at that price is Marshall at 470.
Yep, agreed.
Other than that, I honestly wouldn't go anyone else in that price range.
Or Ryan Marriott at 434k. Shout out to the gull.
And all jokes aside, I'm not against that. I'm genuinely not.
I can't wait to message you Sunday night and say, can you check Marriot's score for me? And you to send profanities back and insults. That's a weekly thing. Embit of Joel says, Scoob, as a Pies man, what's your opinion on Jay Dakes as a top 8 defender? From now on, he could do it. But it would be from like that 7th to 8th position. Obviously, it won't show up because, like Whitfield has gone absolutely bananas and averaged like 120. But from now onwards, I think there's a possibility of it. And when I say he could be a top 8 defender, I'm not talking about like sitting 4th out of the 8, sitting like 7th to 8th or a couple of points off, say 9th. LeBron says, shouldn't you be playing like some basketball game or something? Who's LeBron play for these days, Joshy?
Is it the Lakers? I'm not a massive NBA fan. I don't know much, but I think he plays at Lakers.
I've got no clue. Good luck if he's playing this weekend. Hey, Legend, what do you think of FLYNN and Moraes to Chad Warner and Neil Erasmus? No, you can't do that now. Absolutely not. What is that?
No. I think this would have came through before it, though.
Yeah, we've got to get these true. Who to trade out for Erasmus? Don't trade for Erasmus. FLYNN to Gawn, should he do it? Yes or no?
I think Gawn's too much. I wouldn't bring him in. And he's past that West Coast Richmond run now. He's past those 2 favourable games.
I agree. Benji, does he feel Bice or Reed? Bice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bice.
John D, shout out to the Black Pirate Ship, absolute superstar. I was going Moraes to Erasmus and FLYNN to Warner. Well, now you're not. Should I stay with this or trade Clay, Hall, and Cherry instead? Don't trade. No. Out of those options, you're not trading. Only upcoming rookies I see actually continuing to play are probably Fonte and Hayes. One's played 1 game and the other hasn't played at all and has a Scott brother as the coach. So you're not jumping on them yet. Embit of Joel says, Dakes into Neil. Joshy, you got anything against that?
No, because honestly, for me, it's probably the same unless I go Brayshaw tonight, which if anyone can help me in the chat, I generally don't know between those two.
Do that little trick where you do like the Ask Siri, the heads or tails.
We'll do it again.
That blew my mind. We'll do that at the end of the stream. No, don't do it now. Let's get through these questions, and you have to go with that.
All right.
Because I swapped from Zeret VC to Sheasel VC last minute last week, and I was ropeable when Zeret just went absolutely bananas. What is this? Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. Just Erasmus being sub. Clay Hall to Huswaite and Clayton Oliver to Dawson and SPP to Warner or hold Oliver. Hall to Huswaite and SPP to Warner, I would tick off on. Would you, Joshy?
Yeah, I would too.
Pick Benji's VC.
Out of them 3, Brayshaw.
Perfect, I agree. Clark or Rosie for VC?
Who are Port playing? Adelaide. Probably not going to cop tag. I'd go Rosie.
Rosie, yeah, I agree. If this works, Burners, do it. Like, honestly, just do it. If trading FLYNN works for you and you can still get Whitfield and all you need to upgrade is your midfield, just do it. Like, you seem to be hell-bent on that. And, I can understand that point of view. Like, you get literally the best defender in the game in Whitfield. Like, that's fantastic. My VC Brayshaw, I'm going risky captain this week for big pod and going Sinclair for big bounce back game in Spud's game. I don't think you'll even need a captain, honestly. Brandon says, or Chera to Dawson / Oliver to Dawson. Don't trade either of them if you've no. That's Clock Turquoise looking up. Helen, I have no idea what you're talking about. If that's meant to be an emoji, yep. All right. Juicy Gerbs says, how the Phuket, are you a big Star Wars nerd but not know anything about Doctor Who? Poor form from Nath. No wonder Joshy doesn't show up sometimes. I genuinely don't know anything about Doctor Who. I have no idea. Actually, I do know one thing. Doesn't old mate get in a telephone box and then he can shoot on?
The telephone box is his time machine.
Oh, we have just been absolutely stream dropped by the man himself. Actually, no, as punishment for rocking up, what time do we get on? About 48 minutes late, DR is going to do some speed questions.
Yeah.
How are you, beautiful man?
DR.
My friends, I've just been relegated to the shed. I'd just come home, found out that Erasmus was a sub, and right, the wife said, "Get out you go, out to the shed." I don't know what I'm doing, boys. I was relying on Neil. I was relying on a man named Neil. Named Neil. Sorry to all the Neils out there, but I'm on the phone, mate. I've got no technology or anything going on here. I'm just panicking, boys. So I thought I'd just join the panic with you two.
Don't
we
trade.
need it.
If you don't need to trade, don't trade.
Nah.
Thanks, DR.
I want to get Warner. Oh, mate, don't you look beautiful in it? I knew you look beautiful.
How good is it?
Yeah, we may need to actually get some pics on the website of you, Joshy. Maybe get some nice wax in the stash there as well, mate. Curl it up a little bit.
Oh,
and you can do some modeling work for us there.
What the stash?
It looks beautiful. Look at that.
It's a caterpillar, mate. What are you talking about?
Oh God.
So
this is good. We need DR for this crisis because a lot of people are getting Erasmus.
JL has just ruined maybe 80,000 trade plans.
Oh, it's tough, boys. It's what? So who we got? We got the box, Fonty. How about El Helwy? What do we reckon, Josh? Is he a realistic option now if he's not the sub?
Well, it's between El Hawley and Day Wicks for the sub, but the thing that concerns me, and obviously this isn't the be-all and end-all, but Day Wicks has been named on field where El Hawley hasn't. But if he isn't sub, I think he could go there, but then again, you've got a sub-affected, 4 in that system, so yeah, El Hawley is a tough one, but we were actually speaking before, DR, I don't know if you have him, but 163k, would you go Ben Patton now that he's back in for Melican?
Well, you got 3 weeks there, don't you? Is it 3 weeks of Benny Patton?
Yeah, and he's only out for that calf.
Yeah, jeez. It's not ideal, is it, boys? Welcome to Supercoach 2025. Looking at Benny Patton at 160k. This is terrible. This is a crisis.
It's bad.
Look, do you know what? It's not the worst call because at least you're guaranteeing some cash gen this week rather than Fonty. You're hoping that he plays that third game. If you knew that Fonty was playing his third game, I'd go him over Patton. But given the fact that it's more of a guarantee, it's not a bad shout, mate. It's not a bad shout. I just don't know what to do. Boxall, I mean, surely Ross just screws us and goes, sorry, super coaches. The box is going to be the sub as well. It's carnage, mate. It is real carnage at the moment. And does this mean that maybe a quick thing to bring up, Adam Chera, does this change people's potential plans with Chera? The fact that you don't want to necessarily go down, but if you've got enough cash in the bank to add to a Chera and go him up.
I don't understand why you'd be trading Chera. I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan, mate. I'm not a fan. I want
I don't get it. You've got a floor of literally 80, which is better than anyone else, really. And you're going to go up for a trade for at best 40 points?
It would be around the mark, wouldn't it? It would be.
I don't get that.
Yeah, the two schools of thought are. I think that like we're thinking, keep him on field. He's averaging 100, wherever he's close enough to the mark. Get your other blokes off before him. Use him as one of your last upgrades. Other people are saying, well, he's made his 50K. He was never going to be a keeper. It's time to cash him in. So I think they're the two schools of thought. So I'm one to hold him at the moment. Chatting to Spills about that. He's doing the same thing. But, yeah, it's going to be a big decision for those that have him, mate.
That's genuinely like, with Flynn being named, Rasmus being the sub, that's just full on ruined my trade plans.
Yeah.
Like that's stiff.
It's almost at the point where maybe you don't trade this week. Another one that is on the bubble, DR, who we spoke about before, is Brock, but he's probably only in for that 1 or 2 week concussion for McGovern, so you probably can't even go there.
That's right, mate.
Yeah.
Going there. If Gov was out for an extended period, say he's got 4 weeks, similar to a Huswaite situation where you think he's probably got 4 in him, I would go there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's pretty much straight out, isn't he? Surely. I don't think
so.
So, look, either way we go, it's going to be a risk, and that's when someone like a Benny Patton, at least you know he's going up and may have a couple of weeks in him. Yeah, it's a tough one.
That is so annoying.
And even the Patton break even, it's only 17, a 36 in 2 price cycles now with that injury-affected calf. Even him, there's grey area, but at least we know he's playing. That's the thing, and at least we know he is on the bubble. It's a tough one.
What's the chance that he's sub?
A big chance, yeah. Yeah. I said to Scobes before that with Ridley 8-week injury, there's a chance you can go double early on Lewis Hayes, to be honest, at 117K, whatever it is. Yeah, that's the tough one as well.
So these blokes could all be subs. Would we? Well, we know Erasmus is. We wouldn't be surprised to see the box as the sub.
Yeah.
Oh, you could have Alhui as a sub if you're looking to go. I don't know if Fonte. I'd say he's a good chance of not being the sub, Fonte. You could have Patton up. It seems like all these blokes that we're potentially looking to get in have high sub probability. At least with the box and Erasmus, they're playing early. So that's a huge bonus at the first 2 games. We'd be in trouble if box was playing later. So, look, I wish I had more answers. I really do. I just don't understand.
I honestly reckon it's going to be Boxall sub. Like, I genuinely do. Hall's been good.
More Collard. Yeah.
Like, Collard's been better than Hall, though.
Yeah. Kama did give the warning. Don't know if you boys are aware, but Kama has given a warning not to go early on the box, in his opinion. Reasoning behind that, I'm not too sure, but he said not to go early, the great man, on his teammate. Does that mean, is that a slight nudge towards saying, hey, boys, wink, wink, he's going to be the sub? Or is that, potentially after this week? We're not sure how he's going to fit into the side. I think we need to be prepared, whoever we go, be prepared for this to be a deadish type rookie, even within a week. Like, that's really what we're looking at this stage, I think.
I mean, if your own teammate is saying not to go early on a player, I think that's pretty red flags to me. I think coming in was the worst thing for Boxall. I wish Philippe played last week so we could see them both in the same side, because very similar players. I guess Philippe just takes that role that Boxall had last week, and there's a massive chance Boxall is relegated to the sub. And as you were very vocal on during the week, Scobes, 59% TOG for Boxall last week. That was maybe the writing on the wall.
I feel bad for everyone because there's so many questions here. Is the consensus like if you don't have to try, like, who are you downgrading to? If you don't have Huswaite, like, you absolutely go there, do you not?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Sandy Brock's going to have 1 game because McGovern's going to come back in, yes?
Yeah, I'll say no deal, Sandy.
Yep, absolutely. Just looking at this, like, who, obviously, you can't go Erasmus now. If
No.
Flynn's named, Sam Powell-Pepper's named, do you trade them or not? Because I don't think you do.
I think you hold rather than forcing and bringing in someone early.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, there's one here, like Christian says, trade Real for Rankin. Like, I know Real has been absolutely utter tripe lately, but that seems more of a want than a need. I
That's a
wouldn't
tough.
do that again. I mean, I honestly think the best downgrade option right now is Huswaite, and if it's not Huswaite, it's probably Patton, isn't it?
I think so.
Like, and because you can't go, we've literally just been over it. Like, DR, you've just said, old mate said, don't go early on his teammate Boxall. Looking at that, Collard has been good. Philippou is finally going to play. O'Connell plays defence. Hall has been good. That seems to me like it's last man in, first man out situation, which is Boxall. And then, like, if we go down here, like, who do we... Obviously, Huswaite's named on field. We know that. That's fantastic. Patton will probably not be sub because he's going to come in from Melican. Sheldrick's probably going to be the sub. Bustling is already out, so you're not going on him. Moraes, you're not going to trade him in at 200k. And then you've got Sandy Brock's in for 1 week and probably going to be out again. And then you've got Fonte on the bench with no job security. And you've got Malley on the extended interchange. Like, it just screams to me, wait till 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
There's not too many plays from tonight, is there, that I think will be in too many people's trade plans. So
No.
I don't think it's going to, excuse me, be a decision we necessarily need to make tonight. It's probably just the VC we need to make tonight. Probably Brayshaw v Dates. But it's the rookie famine. That's exactly what it is. And if you're not going Huswaite, and remember, Huswaite, we're talking about Huswaite like he's this golden gift. In 2 weeks, he could be see you later, Henry. Like,
absolutely.
But in saying that, out of the options that we've got, he's clearly the best. But I know lots of people that went early on him last week to fund cash for a trade to get it back in or something. I did too. So it's so tough this week. It is just. I think it's got to be. It's almost Ben Patton. That is shocking.
That's bad.
That's bad.
It's bad.
And, like, just looking.
The other question is as well, strategy wise, because we don't know, whichever rookie apart from Huswaite we're bringing in, they could be dead the next week or gone for a few weeks, whatever it is a strategy to be trading out if you need to make a trade. If you're really keen on getting a Warner or something, for example, like I am, do you trade your Clay Hall, for example, that's just sitting there? He smashed it in the weekend. This bloke is still somehow not getting a game. Do you trade him, or do you trade your Power Peppers and ensure that you've got cash in the bank because there's still not much light at the end of the tunnel? Or do you go, no, I'll play it safer. I'll get out one of these deader type rookies, make less cash. But if the rookie I bring in does become dead, it doesn't affect me as much. I think that's a strategy point that people have got to deal with as well. And, which way you're going there.
Absolutely. I have one for you guys. Just one. And this is where we're up to. We're up to Ben Patton and this guy. This guy has played 6 games this year, 3 as sub. Not sub tonight. Isaiah Dudley, 162k, coming off a 77 with a break even of -17. Can you go there? -17 break even, 77 in 2 cycles, not the sub. 3 non-sub affected games this year for scores of 82, 46, and 77. So 2 70-plus scores in 3 non-sub affected games. And then you've got his 17, 25, and 35 as sub. Can you go there?
It's such a late curveball, isn't it? It's such a late
Yeah.
curveball because you have to do it tonight.
Yeah.
It's
I don't think you can. I genuinely don't think you can. Like,
Yeah, it's just that break even though, like a minus 17 break even with a 77 in 2 cycles, confirmed to not sub. It's probably as best as we're getting.
it's
Like,
probably better than Patton, isn't it?
yeah, because Patton's got a 17 break in opposed to this minus 17. So, yeah. The only thing is with it's that's what we're looking at though. We're looking at Ben Patton and Dudley at 162k. That's the way we're at now. It's tough.
I don't reckon you do anything tonight. You reverse trades and you make sure that your VC is on. Like if you're going a Geordie Clark, if you're going a Dacos, Brayshaw, Sarong, you make sure the VC is on that, and you just sit back and watch it.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. We're sitting here like, what is it? 40 minutes before the first game, talking late curveballs of Isaiah Dudley at 160 odd K. This isn't even. It shouldn't be happening. What is
it shouldn't.
I've been relegated to the shed because I was in this mode of panic and stress and anger. I don't know, boys. I hope that you would have the answers, but it seems like we're sort of all in the same boat here, just scratching our heads, trying to work out what on earth to do, as the rest of the community are, I think. This is just the perfect week to have 300k in the bank and just be able to upgrade. Like, it's the perfect week, and it's the week, pretty much the only week where I haven't had cash, I reckon. So, oh, awkward.
Yeah.
That's,
I guess the only positive is Cooper Simpson's obviously in tonight. Do we get him in a couple of weeks? He's not sub. 119k. Like it looks like there are some guys coming on the horizon now with Day Weeks, Hayes, Simpson. Binns has been named at 170k. You probably can't go there, but yeah, it's looking dire this week.
It's honestly. You can't. There's no explanation for trading tonight. Like, there genuinely isn't.
Yeah.
Unless you're bringing in like Brayshaw, or you're bringing in a Geordie Clark, or you're bringing in Sarong, you don't trade tonight.
And you're probably not bringing in any of those guys anyway with their break evens and stuff. It doesn't really make
unless you want like the free 140 points that Sir Nedrick Long's going to provide. I mean,
true.
If we're talking about Ben Patton and Isaiah Dudley, why not talk about some royalty in Ned Long? But it's hard. It's stiff. Like, I honestly, it's easy for like fantasy or something because you just literally bring Hayes in. Simple. Prices go up after one game.
Yeah.
This is why I think Supercoach is such like an articulate game, and why, as you just said, it's so rage inducing. But that's why it's so good.
Yeah.
Because you can't just go, I'm going to bring in Cooper Simpson, or I'm going to bring in Sandy Brock. You get the cash rise, he's out next week, then you're screwed. It just makes it, I reckon, a little bit better than other formats.
Yeah.
It's a game we love and hate one week, isn't it? It's brings out the worst and the best of people.
Oh, God.
It's terrible.
So, for someone like me, you net 130k from Pryor to Dudley. But I just don't.
You're really contemplating this, aren't you, Joshy? Like, you're dead late contemplating this. I don't blame you. I'm not having a crack whatsoever. It's just,
I think I just like that he's confirmed not sub, and that in his 3 non-sub games, he's gone 77, 46, and 82. Like, that's
who
not
were they against, Joshy? What was the
so the 77 against St Kilda, 46 against the Dogs, and then an 82 against West Coast. So, yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, that's the only downgrade option.
Do you know what Frio's run's like coming up? They've obviously got that decent buy. If we're even holding him till then, probably are.
It's not ideal looking at it. Like Collingwood tonight, then you got Giants, Port, Gold Coast. But if you get him to the North Melbourne Essendon stretch just after that, then maybe you're getting some spike scores. But yeah, I think just a 162k Dudley, you probably can't go there. But I think he is the best option looking at this, which just makes me think no to trading this week. I think it's a non-trade week. I just think, yeah.
It could
My
be.
bench isn't that bad. Like, it's not... Don't get me wrong, my team's pretty tried, but the bench is all right. Like, looking at the green dots, I'm pretty happy with that. It's just... Yeah. Like, where do you go to?
Zero answers. Dudley. It's bad.
And, like, I'm saying it's really good that you get to see that Dudley's not sub tonight, but at the same time, I'd like a bit more time to think about this one because
it's the time. It's the time between now and what is it? Yeah, 25 minutes. It's a lot to. I feel like if I was to lock that in, it would be such a rush move, and I feel like I need time just to consider because you know what it's like, boys. You think so deeply about your trades during the week and deeply about the game. It just feels wrong slapping a Dudley in there in the last half an hour.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's what you may realistically need to do to look at your best option.
Yeah. It's pretty dire, but I think we should get on to some questions, Scobie boy, because
mate, I am telling you right now, I don't care. Well, and everyone knows this, that I make the absolute effort to get through every single question every single time we are on. But I swear to God, if this goes past or even remotely close to 8:07, so I don't have enough time to go to the toilet before my beloved Pies get absolutely killed by Freo, I'm ending it. There's no goodbye. There's no thank you. There's no join us next time. It's just done. That's it.
Do you know what? I ramble. So I'm going to leave the two experts to it, boys. I'm going to be watching for the next little while here up until whatever
There's no way you just jump in here, then ditch us.
All right, I'm staying, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut. And
we'll do quick fire. 7:44.
Yes. No, quick
We're going to 8 o'clock. Quick fire for 16 minutes. 8 o'clock.
All right, let's go.
Okay. If I have Patton and Hust, who do I even go to now, or just deal with Hall, Carroll, and Sardis as DNP and go Daniel up to Merritt? Balupa, you don't trade. Joshy, is that right?
I agree.
No trade.
Erasmus or Sandy Brock? Neither, clearly.
Neither.
Yep.
Neither. SPP and Flynn to Jerry and Hustwaite? Neither.
I like that.
Don't mind it.
Okay.
Don't mind it.
I like it.
Do you go Flynn and Kako to Jerry and a rookie? No, because who's the rookie?
Yeah, if it's Hustwaite, yes.
Hustwaite, yes. Yep, agree, Joshy.
Do you go Levi Ashcroft to Chad Warner?
Levi's got the ruse. Jeez.
Nah.
You could, but I would just say no. But bit on the fence.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do that at all. Will doesn't have cover for Carroll. Does he just take the 0 or bring in Fonty?
With flex, it helps.
Flex, take the 0.
But it feels wrong in a way. I would almost just take the duck egg, mate.
Yep, I would.
Yeah, I agree. But then again, like you don't want to cop. Yeah, I've got the flex to support me, and then you cop a Primo getting injured on 20 or something like that, and then you cop a 20. That's the only tough part of that. Or a trainer sub for 2, like that came out of nowhere. You'd be a little bit handicapped for that.
Surely. So does he take the 0 or bring Fonty in?
If Fonty's named, I'd probably get him.
Yeah, I say take the 0. It's easy for me to say.
I agree. Fisher in. Sheasel listed at half forward. He was going to bring Shees in. Does he still do that?
Yeah, probably not now.
It worries me. It does worry me slightly. If he's back out of that role, then the scoring goes down. The ceiling goes down for me. I'd be loving a Whitfield after this week, maybe even a Sinclair next week.
Great.
Could you go as Zorko even if you want to take a bit of a risk at 500k?
Nah, he's washed. I'm so sick of him.
Nah.
Nah. There's so many things I could say about that man, but we get cancelled. Nah, he's rubbish. Like, just terrible. Terrible. Flynn to Warner, is it worth it? Kevin wants to know. No. I'm saying no.
Yeah, if Flynn didn't have Nankervis, I'd say yes, but Nank has really been leaking points this season. And I keep harping on about it, but Richmond are one of 4 dark green matchups on DFS, so only one of 4. So I think Flynn could get a spike score this week.
Yeah, I'm in for keeping Flynn, getting Warner in, but finding another avenue to do it, mate. If you can.
I agree. Primordial wants to know if he can get Rankin and Chad in, does he do it? Without any context, I just say yes, of course.
Yes.
Brandon just says, thank you for the advice. Anytime we are here Mondays and Thursdays. My goodness, forgot what day of the week it was. Can you go wrong on a Dacos or a Brayshaw VC?
No. I don't know what I'm doing still. Pig and Janath have said they prefer Dacos. So I think I'm leaning with the boys on that. But I was going to Brayshaw for it.
Interesting.
You going there?
I'm going to go with you guys because I'm torn as well. So
yeah, well, Dacos has been
listen to the experts for me.
Jesse Cardinal says, how good is a rugby jumper? Joshy, show it again.
It's very nice.
It's
very
fantastic.
comfortable.
Insane quality. Nightfall, just wondering about why is no one talking about the 99k rookie from GWS, the Fijian, plays second game this week. What's his job security? That's Fonty, yes?
No, that's Delana, but he only scored like
yes,
30.
Apologies.
Yeah. Don't go anywhere near him. He had like 5 touches and
extended bench.
Score.
Extended bench. Like you don't know yet. Callum V, boys, what rookie do we think on going early on? I can't afford Fonty, sadly. None. You don't need to go early on a rookie. Look what happened to Buslinger. He's dead. He's gone. Shadow Realm vibes. He's not making money and he's dropped.
Yep. No.
Jeffrey, shout out to you, mate. Big pies, man. I'm sure he'll be watching it. Sandy Brock on the bubble. No.
Nah.
Because he's back out from McGovern. Joshy, tell me about Lewis Hayes. You just told me he's going to play the next 13 weeks.
Yeah, well, Ridley's out for 8 weeks. He's the one coming in for him. And I think that Pryor could make way before Hayes if Hayes can get himself a little established. So, as I said, I have more confidence going early on him than I do any of Maley or Boxshaw. But you probably shouldn't.
Oh, interesting. Do we have any reason why Sinclair has not been pigging out lately?
Is it that playing up the ground a little bit more potentially?
I don't think did that even eventuate?
No, I think he
not
was
in a big
back.
No. Players have down stretches. We look at the quality of what he is and what he's already done. A 4-week stretch, including what was a 160 odd, a 140 odd. I just think I was dead set on bringing him in this week, but with that 130 odd break even, I'm just waiting the extra one. But I've so got him my trade plans. Absolutely, pretty much locked in. I think that he comes back to quality. I think.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think he does as well. Chera was a buy plan for Bont or Butters. If you hold him to the buys, he will go down. I disagree on that. I think he goes down a little bit and he goes back up. Like he's too. I respect your opinion, Kevin, but I think he's 4th string mid in a Carlton team that and oh my God, this sickens me to say it. They cannot be as bad as what they have been. They genuinely can't. He's the fourth mid. He's never going to cop the tag. Floor of like 83. Just be patient. Honestly, be patient.
One
Who do
thing
you
I'll
choose?
say on Chera
Yes.
is the plan for me was always to trade him at his bye. But guess what the 3 games he has after the bye is? He has West Coast Eagles
Richmond.
North. West
Of
Coast
course,
Eagles
yeah.
North.
Fixture game. Anything to get
So-
Carlton into the finals. Absolute joke.
So my question to you is, say at the bye, Chera, obviously they play the first bye. Chera's at 520k. Do you cash him in, or do you wait for that Essendon West Coast North run? That is a juicy run straight after the bye.
If he's at 520k, no.
Yeah.
But who do you cash him to? Because he's got that first buy. That's always been the awkward thing for me with this Chera thing. It's like he's got the round 12 buy. So it's like his buy comes around and you go to yourself, okay, whoever I'm trading him to is going to miss a game in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
If that's the fixture after it and you're not trading him now, if you are not really struggling during that buy, I think you could actually hold him through, mate, to the end.
You can absolutely hold him to the end.
Absolutely. It almost doesn't make sense to trade him on the bye, because you're trading him with someone that's going to miss a game. You can't trade him to your bonds, your butters. Well, you could, but you're not getting any points that week from it. Maybe you just hold him to the end.
I think you're right. I think it's unless you're absolutely struggling, you've got 16 players for your best 18 and you need someone.
Yeah.
So, I didn't know that was his run after the bye. I had never actually checked it.
Yeah, it's juicy. Who are we going? Merritt, Dawson, or Whitfield? Whitfield, Merritt, Dawson. That order for me.
I agree.
DR has just been. Well, he's in the shadow realm. We'll just keep going. No, he's back. He's back.
There he is.
Merritt, Dawson, or Whitfield, mate?
Oh, Whitfield. I like Whitfield.
Yep, I agree. Jesse Cardinal says, heaps of people going Corey Wagner on X and Big Footy left field. Shout out to the Verns, because this was his man who he would trade bias to. And if you want all these kind of, interesting little pod options, that's why you tune in to Rage Trade Mondays. Because I tell you right now, Verns is a superstar at identifying a gem in the rough.
100%.
And I know, particularly and factually speaking, that a certain person ranked 52nd in Supercoach, shout out to Supercoach Pro, picks his brains constantly for pods. So Verns knows what he's talking about, 100%.
16 tackles.
Yeah, that was massive.
Scott McKay says, what are the chances Sheldrick doesn't become sub? I would be absolutely shocked if he's not. Where is it?
Yeah, I've got him as
who else
sub
could it
for
be?
me.
Where's the game?
Hatton.
There you go.
Yeah.
It could be Cleary or Sheldrick, but I reckon it's Sheldrick.
Cleary's been too good. I'd be shocked if it was Cleary.
Yeah.
He's actually been really, and off a Supercoach note, he looks like he's going to be a gun. He moves so cleanly, and his turn of direction is bloody impressive. They found one there.
I agree. This next one. Oh, Logue says, who are you lads on VC? It's Dakes, isn't it?
Nicky D.
Yep. That's going to be probably, I don't know. If I say 170,
36%.
he's going to go 170, like Ned Long will go 190. So, wait, Ned Long, VC. Logues, do it, mate. Do it. Just do it. Joshua Kawaji. I'm so sorry I butchered that. We're saying no to Brock because you can wait on Hayes because he's got better job security. Why do you need to trade this week? It feels like there is a lot of forced upgrading going on. Like, Joshy, you literally said just before you prefer Hayes off 0 games than Brock for 1.
Yeah, and it's just because that McGovern concussion, it's probably going to be a week, at max 2 weeks. And the reason Brock's break even is so good is because it's got that 80 in there. But Other than that, he's got the 36 as the more recent score. So you're only really going to see a really low break even this week, and then next week it's going to significantly get worse. And with McGovern coming in, you're looking at a 50K price rise and then done. So I don't think it's worth it.
I agree. Kylie wants to know, trade Flynn to Jerry. Oh, that I would do that. And I've been so against trading Flynn, but Jerry is like, that's different gravy.
So good.
Yep. Jack, this is the bloke you're trying to take some coinage off in your cashy, Joshy. With the Erasmus news, he said Fonty in for Pryor and going big with your boy Zachy Merritt for Flynn. If he scores sub-ton, I'll be livid. And if you know Joshy's X handle, don't be afraid to get stuck into him on the DMs. Or even better, do it on the timeline so I can join in. Kepsy Max says, SPP and Davidson to Huston Neil. If Flynn not named, I'll do him instead of Sam Pepper. Don't want to trade SPP, but probably have to for Neil. Are we ticking that off? Because I probably would.
Yes, I would.
It's a Brownlow medalist and the only decent rookie. Yes, we said yes to that. It's Dacos. We've been over that. Do you go Flynn to Jerry with no cash or Flynn to Warner with 150K left?
Sherry,
get him in.
I'm going to go Warner. And I want Jerry bad, but 150K is cash money. Is this Scoops?
No, it's not.
No. Okay.
No.
Is it Bice to Rankin? Do we lock that in?
I would. I actually would, because I think Rankin's got a pretty low break even. Mm-hmm. I don't want to get rid of Bice. I'm not advocating Bice, but I really like Rankin in. I probably would. If it's one trade, you're not getting a rookie in. It's an upgrade. You're getting a keeper, but I wish it was someone else than Bice.
I think as an Essendon fan, I genuinely think Bice goes 100 against us. And that's the concern. Just because like his average outside at SCG has been so solid this year. Played the one game at Marvel. I know it was against North, but it was a 124. I just think if Bice is just I don't think you can trade him, unfortunately. But Rankin is a gun.
I wouldn't do that. There. Joshy, this is for you. Jonas wants to know Sardis over under a half a tackle in the VFL. Jeez, that hurts. That's disgusting. Don't even answer that.
That's exactly his problem.
No, the coach is the problem. We could do a whole podcast on how much I hate Scott. Rogue Riot says, Sinclair not performing lately with a big break even or the sneaky pod Jacos. Who do we go?
Sinclair.
He's still value at the moment. You go that 130 break even.
All right, it's 8 o'clock. I need to do my team, I reckon.
You what?
Oh, is it 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock. Yeah.
Don't worry about your team. It's all good. It's all sweet. Don't worry about it. House, gents, I'm top 30, but don't have Jerry. I want to do Flint to Jerry, but would need to go to a 99K rook to make it work. Mids and forward slots are full, so I don't want Warner. Is that madness? No, it's not.
No, it's not madness.
Nope, not madness.
I don't know what that's about. Bice, Chera, Flynn, in Dawson, Zerrett, Warner. I would not do that. Not yet. Depends how many trades you've got left. Like, it's nah.
I'd rather take Flynn, Chera. Yeah. Jonas
says Freo under 40 tonight. Let's go. We have. You might think I'm joking, but there is 7 minutes of us left. I'm ending the stream at 8:07. Like, that's it. We are going to get through this, and we always get through everything. Dacos is going the VC. We all have the consensus on that. Bice or Flynn, who goes out?
Flynn, I think. No, I can't answer that. I honestly can't. DR, over to you.
You
are such a politician.
I'm going to say Bice. If I have to, 50-50. Yeah.
I don't know what this is about, but if Spills is looking for a haircut, I will happily give him a trim. No issues. Get him to DM me. Can do Levi to Warner in one trade worth a crack. I wouldn't do that just yet.
Yeah,
doing
not
that,
yet
Joshy?
with North. He's got North Melbourne and Melbourne next to. I wouldn't.
Lovely. Taken. We're not trading tonight. Not yet. You can't do it. Wait till 5 o'clock tomorrow. Bice out. Josh Dacos in. Is that a yes, Joshy?
No.
Lovely. You go Lockie Whitfield from Bice. That is the only way I would go. Dalek, whatever you said before about some bloke going into a telephone box. No offense to the Doctor Who lovers, but I have not seen anything. Ned Long, 130, surely with Pies regulars out. Also very happy having Patton from the start is finally paying off. That is wonderful. Cam Rayner, shouldn't you be getting an early night because you've got... Who are you playing this week?
He hasn't played for the last game.
Oh, they're playing North, mate. You could be up until 4 in the morning. Don't stress. And no, Sandy Brock is a no. DR is gone. He is out of here. Thank you so much for the $2 donation. Thank you, Mr. Lester.
Oh, and that's going to a bat for Jack.
Yes, it is. Balupa, he can go Daniel up to merit this week. He doesn't need Chad. He's got rank track, JHF, Baz, McRae, and Marriage all forward. No. Just keep Merritt. Keep Daniel. Chill. Last upgrade. You don't need to do it. Do you even stick with Erasmus? Joshy, surely not.
No, you cannot. You cannot bring in a sub. Don't do it. I did it with our Hawley. Worst decision.
Mitch wants to know, VCNC, Dakes, Gorn, and Neil. I'm going Dakes into Neil.
Dakes into Gorn.
Bison Trav out for Whitfield and someone for 177k. Who are you going?
Ben Patton.
Yep, agreed. Balupa has Sardis, Hall, Leak, and Carroll all as DNP, which are more likely to come in. No one to trade down at this point anyway. Oh, God.
I think Carroll is the most likely.
Jonas wants to know, Joshy, are you jumping on Saturday night after dark with Rookie Coach, a.k.a. Reverse Cowboy Supercoach?
I'd like to. I missed it out in the last couple of weeks. Scobes and I get invited every week, but Scobes got the little gremlins every single week.
Spawns of Satan, so I will not be on After Dark.
I might be. So
perfect. Bice or Flynn out? Joshy, pick one.
Hold both, but Flynn.
Lovely. Yes, we're VCing Dacos. Trainer or Zach Reid on field? Josh, we're almost there.
Trainer against West Coast.
Lovely. No, because this involves Erasmus. Jerry, Gorn, Dacos, Brayshaw, VC, and C. Dacos into...
Jerry.
Lovely.
If I had Jerry.
If Box isn't sub, would you go 2 rookies up to Box and Chad then? Yes.
Yes.
You ticking that off? We're almost there. We've got 2 left. Davidson and Pryor to offload. WTF do I do? Just chill. Wait till 5 p.m. tomorrow. Relax. We're ending on this. Joshy, we are superstars. We are done. We are finished. We are getting out of here. Thank you so much. My God. 5 minutes to go to the toilet, then watch Ned Long put on 170 and have 23 snuggles tonight. Joshy, Nick Dacos VC, yes.
Yes.
We're done. You can see Joshy on After Dark with Rookie Coach Saturday night. Where can the listeners find you, Joshua?
JG232_ on X.
Wonderful. You can find me at Scobie__. Please give this a like, give it a repost, share it out, show your friends, show your mates, send it to the people that you don't even get along with so they can watch it. If you need any help, DM us, just add us. Oh my God, thank God we're done. Enjoy. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. And actually, to the 120 people still here at DR, and tell him that next time, if he's going to drop in, he's got to stay here till the end. No excuses, all right? Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you next time. And we'll be back here for Rage Trade Mondays with Verns. And we'll be back again next Thursday for Team Drop Thursdays. Enjoy. Goodbye. Have a good one. Up the